Vauxhall Astra. It was being driven by a woman aged approximately 50, appeared from side road of house and turned left.
We're now in a place called Cowden.
Don't know whether you could tell from that little clip at the beginning there, but that was the baby practicing breathing for when he or she finally emerges into the world. Anyone who's had a newborn before knows that, especially when they're asleep, they breathe really fast and you can really see their back rising and falling and their belly rising and falling, and it's really cute, and that's exactly what baby's doing at the moment. So that was really cute. I managed to film that earlier while I was just sort of sat lounging around on the sofa. So baby is definitely preparing for making his or her way into the world. So I'm 35 weeks today. I'm definitely feeling like my body's really gearing up for labour now. I'm having lots of tightenings, lots of episodes, especially today when my stomach's just going really rock hard, like literally like I've got a bowling ball under my skin, all over, and then staying like that for a few minutes and then kind of subsiding again. It's not painful, it feels like what I imagine maybe having a six-pack would feel like if you had a six-pack. I don't know, just really absolutely rock hard, like I said, like I had a bowling ball sort of shoved up my dress. So yeah, baby's pretty busy practicing today. Practicing ready to come out. What do you think? Yeah? Do you think baby's going to come out in 5 weeks, or do you think baby's going to come out a bit sooner than that?
A bit sooner.
A bit sooner. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So yeah, feels like it's dropped a lot. Doesn't feel heavy still. My bump doesn't feel heavy. It feels definitely bigger than it was. But a couple of people have commented and said that it looks a lot lower now, and when I do my bump shot in a minute, you will see that I've got, you know, kind of a gap here. So yeah, and then there's just been lots of, when I was going into labour with Lucy, when I didn't actually know I was going into labour, I was sat the evening before and I had a tummy ache, and it was the kind of tummy ache that you feel, you know, like you need to go to the toilet. So I just thought, you know, I'd been for a picnic that day. I thought, you know, I've eaten a lot of picnic food, you know, I obviously just need the loo, and I couldn't go. And that night I went to bed and tried to get comfortable and stuff, and then it progressed from a tummy ache into contractions, and then I had my show, and then I went into full-blown labour, and she was born like an hour and a half later. But that's what it feels like at the moment. It feels like I constantly need to go to the toilet on and off, and I have been going a lot more often, which is obviously my body kind of clearing out, getting ready, you know, in the run-up to the birth. So I mean, whether that means that baby is going to come a bit sooner than term, or, you know, term being 40 weeks, like whether it, you know, it does come a couple of weeks early, or, you know, it could be another 7 weeks yet, I don't know. But my body is definitely really gearing up for labour. And, you know, baby feels like it's in a really good position. You know, it's head down. I can literally feel the head right down in my pelvis now. And yesterday I could feel the baby like burrowing right down. So yeah, so baby's in a good position. My body's just prepping itself. And yeah, hopefully I'm kind of good to go whenever baby's ready, which ultimately is what it's all about, you know. Baby will come when he or she is ready. And I know this from going overdue twice, being booked in for induction with both Brett and Courtney, and then going into labour literally hours before by myself. So I think they were just, you know, having me right at it. And like I said, with Lucy, she was actually the day before her due date, And I just thought, you know, I'd eaten too much picnic food, had a bit of a tummy ache, and she decided to make an appearance too. So yeah, so we'll see how things go this week. I'm not, you know, expecting to go into labour anytime soon. Like I said, I just know, I can just feel that my body is just preparing itself and gearing up for it. You know, I'm feeling really hungry as well, like I'm having to eat like little and often. So again, that's, you know, my body telling me, you know, you've got to keep your energy up. So that's kind of how I've felt kind of today in the past few days. The last week has been horrible, basically. My mood has been really low. It's literally been on the floor. I've had a cold for the last couple of weeks that hasn't let up, and you know, today's the first day that, you know, I haven't been constantly sneezing and blowing my nose and snuffling and all sorts. So that's a plus. I'm feeling better from that now. So yeah, so really low mood this week. Feeling much better today. I've stopped wearing my costume rings on this hand just because I'm worried that I won't be able to get them back off again. I mean, as you can see, my fingers don't look ever so swollen or anything. They just, my rings were starting to feel tight, and like even now my wedding rings are starting to feel tight. And when I said to Stuart I'd stopped wearing rings, he said, "Oh, have you taken your wedding rings off?" And I was like, "No, but I probably should have, because I'm not going to be able to get them off now." So hopefully, you know, they don't end up having to ply them off at the hospital or something. But yeah, my ankles don't seem as bad as they did last week either. I've been putting my feet up a lot, just drinking loads. That's another thing, the cramp that I was having at night is basically non-existent now, and I don't know whether that's just because I've been drinking so much water or what, I don't know. But like before, I'd literally, if I stretched the wrong way in the night, my leg would seize up and I'd have to leap out of bed. And now I'm not getting any cramp in my legs, so that's good. I'm getting like the tops, the joint bit, muscle bit, I suppose, at the top of your leg, that keeps seizing up. But I suppose that's just because of the weight of the baby on that part, and probably on the nerve endings and that there in that area. I weighed myself earlier in the week, and my starting weight at the beginning of the pregnancy was 11 stone 3 pounds. I'm sorry, I should have checked in pounds, because I know a lot of people who watch my videos are from the US, and I know you guys deal in pounds and kilos and stuff over there. So my starting weight was 11 stone 3, and then with all the morning sickness and everything, in the first trimester I went down to about 10 stone 9 or 10, which ironically was my goal weight for my Slimming World, which I hadn't made. So that was a bit of an unorthodox way to do it, but and then I weighed myself at around 30 weeks, and I'd gained a stone from there, so I was about 11 stone 10, and then I weighed myself again, or was I 11 stone 12? And then I weighed myself again the other day, and it had gone up to 12 stone 6, and so that's about just over a stone and a half I've gained now, which isn't bad, you know. I know I'm supposed to gain weight, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Obviously I think the baby's probably weighing about 6 or 7 pounds by now, and the rest of that is just obviously water and all the extra blood and fluids and all that lovely gross stuff. So yeah, weight gain's been pretty steady throughout the whole pregnancy, and just this past couple of weeks I just seem to have gained a bit more, but you know, obviously I'm in the last few weeks of my pregnancy now, so I suppose my body's sort of storing up fat reserves for feeding and all stuff like that as well. So yeah. Anything else? I've started wearing my nursing bras now, my maternity bras. just because my normal underwire bras were digging in so much to my breastbone, and where I'm asthmatic I've got like my breastbone sticks out, so yeah, that was getting pretty uncomfortable. So I've started wearing my maternity bras and they're much more comfortable. That's exciting. I bought some nappy sacks when I went to Asda yesterday, 35p. I thought, you know, just try to grab like a couple of bits every time I go now. Also just got some little vests. And I was reminiscing to Stuart how babies like to explosive poo all up their back when they're brand new, so I'm sure we'll be getting through lots of these. I'm gonna have to get a few more packs of these. And I've got myself some like maternity towels and super duper classy maternity briefs, paper briefs, to take to the hospital. So yeah, I love these things. Just, yeah. I'll probably buy like 1 or 2 boxes of those as well, because they're just so much better than ruining your own pants. Even if you've only bought cheap pants, just, you know, it does get pretty messy after you've given birth. So, you know, get up in the morning, throw them away. It's all good. Got the baby's first blanket as well. It's just, I ordered it from eBay a while ago. I didn't think it'd be this yellow. It doesn't look as bright on the camera, but it is really, really yellow. It's like proper canary yellow. So I don't know, it's maybe a bit too yellow for a boy, but it's just something to take to hospital, you know, bring the baby home in, and then I can always just give it to the girls for their dolls after. It was only like £4 or something. It's actually a really lovely, soft, good quality blanket. It was from an eBay store, which if I can find, I'll put the link below in the description. They do like really cheap baby blankets and sheets. I've got the sheets for the Moses basket as well. Again, just yellow, generic, boring yellow. Yep, very yellow. So yeah, I don't know who decided that yellow was a gender neutral colour. Yeah, I don't really see many guys wearing yellow. I see more guys wearing pink than I do wearing yellow. Anyway, but yeah, so it's a really cheap like baby item store on eBay, and I think the blanket was like £4 and the sheets were like £5 or something. So yeah, just to get us started, and then like I said, once I've got what I want from Asda or Babies R Us or whatever, then the girls can just have those bits for their dolls. So this is 35 weeks. I don't know if you can see, it's starting to go soften again now because it's by the window. I don't know if you can see that it's actually gone really hard. But and then, oh, trying to not squash Lucy and all sorts. What are you doing? Go on, trouble. Yeah, that one's subsided again now. So yeah, so 35 weeks. As you, like I said, that this is my little gap here. It sort of, you can feel like it sort of starts there now, rather than coming up from there. It's just, so yeah, it is pretty low. So yeah, so as I said, that was my 35 week update. Please subscribe for week 36 and beyond. Really great to sort of start seeing the people that I've been following now, like even though it's only been a few weeks, like the babies are actually starting to arrive now, and it's kind of making that association of, oh yeah, you're pregnant, but oh no, you've got a baby now. That's kind of, that's the end game. Yeah, so take care guys, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.